सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Upadesa Sahasri, chapter 18, verse number 32. Mukhadanyo mukhabhasaha yatha darshanukarataha abhasan mukhamapyevam आदर्शाननुवर्तनात्. In 31st verse, Shankaracharya refuted Prasankhyanavada. Prasankhyanavadi is one who talk about a practice of meditation after Shravanam by pointing out samsara is only mithya, it is only adhyastham. Adhyastham means superimposed on the Atma. There is no pramana to establish. There is real samsara in Atma. Because Atma is a pramana avishaya. Shabda pramana cannot establish that Atma is a samsari. Then what is this samsara? Transmigration, janana marana samsara chakra. Who is having this samsara? We are establishing that whatever samsara we talk about, it is directly going to ahankara only. Lakshanaya, Atma is revealed, Lakshanaya, through Ahankara. Ahankara alone is samsari. Since Ahankara is mithya, therefore samsara is also mithya. But this Purvapakshi takes this Ahankara, this abhasa is real. Real abhasa has got real samsara. Like that Purvapakshi is talking, so we can never establish samsara on Atma. So connection is here because to establish samsara in Atma, we must have a pramanam. Atma has to become a pramana vishaya. To establish Atma has got samsara, first of all, Atma has to become a pramana vishaya. Number two, only if Atma is a pramana vishaya, then only Atma samsara you can establish. Atmani samsara. Or Atma has got samsara you can establish. So pramana vishaya, pramana vishaye, Atmani eva avishayatvam. Atmani eva avishayatve. Atma samsarasya vishayam katham syat. For that he gave the example also like abhasa is taking as real, whereas abhasa or reflection is unreal. Therefore, samsara is not pramana gocharam. Therefore, samsara is not pramana siddham. Yat na pramana siddham tat mithya. So, what is the connection? If it is mithya, it is adhyastam ityartha. If it is mithya, then what? It is a matter of knowing. Any mithya vastu is a matter of knowing. As what? It is mithya. How you do mithyatva nischaya? Unreal. It is only superimposition. Mithyatva nischaya you can do by nirasaha. Mithyatva nischaya, when you do, it is unreal. That means mithya vastunaha nirasaha eva. Nirasaha means negation. Mithya vastunaha nirasaha eva mithyatva nischaya. Mithya vastunaha mithyatva nischaya. Nirasaha means rejecting as real. So mithyatvam nischaya eva. Here samsara is also mithya. Mithyatva vastu nishedaha na sambhavati. Mithyatva nischaya vyatirikta. Other than establishing the falsification of Sanskrit is easy. English, you have to give a long sentence. Establishing the unreality of that. Other than establishing the unreality of that mithya vastu, there is no possibility of negation. That is the meaning. So, mithyatvat eva rajju sarpavat. The whole Sanskrit sentence, if you want to construct, mithyatva nischaya vyatirikta mithyatvam vastu nishedaha na sambhavati. Mithyatva vastu nischaya na sambhavati. Mithyatva nishedha vyatirikta mithyatva vastu nishedaha na sambhavati. Mithyatvat yatha rajju sarpavat. So from 32nd verse, the topic is whether the samsara is for Chidabhasa or samsara is for Atma is the question. So Atma bhasasya samsaraha or Atmanaha samsaraha. Atma bhasa means Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa means Ahankara. Samsara is to Ahankara or samsara belongs to Atma is the discussion. So Atma bhasa is otherwise called Ahankara. Atma bhasa or Chidabhasa otherwise called Ahankara. So question is Ahankarasya samsara Ahankarasya samsaraha va Atmanaha samsaraha va. Question. Normally we say Ahankarasya eva samsaraha. Ahankarasya eva samsaraha. Ahankara eva jivaha. So Ahankara alone is samsari. Since Ahankara is jiva, Ahankara is nothing but Abhasa Chaitanyam, Pratibimba Chaitanyam. So these are all you know. But again and we have to dwell upon those words, all technical words. That's why we repeatedly hearing those words, listening to those words so that we can get entrenched into that topic. So Ahankara eva jivaha. Ahankara alone is samsari. Ahankara eva muktaha bhavati iti vaktavyam. Then Ahankara has to continue. even after mukti. Ahankara is only samsari, ahankara became muktaha, then after mukti also ahankara must continue, if ahankara is a really samsari. So what we say for that, ahankara continue, that samsara of ahankara, we say samsara is not belong to ahankara. Otherwise ahankara has to continue. After mukti, ahankara is falsified. No? Ahankara won't be there. Then what? Ahankara is not, what is that? Samsara is not in ahankara. Samsara is only to Atma. How it is in Atma? No doubt ahankara is ahankara dwara, we have to say. Ahankara cannot exist independently. So ahankara is the karta, ahankara is the Atmani adhyastaha, ahankarasya samsaraha Atmani bhasate. Appadi sollano. Ahankarasya samsaraha Atmani adhyasyate or bhasate. Just like a red flower. We know that crystal and red flower. Atma is like a crystal. Red flower is like an ahankara. Redness is, samsara is like redness. Just as the redness of the red flower is superimposed upon the crystal, red crystal you say, similarly, the samsara of ahankara is superimposed upon the crystal-like Atma. Redness like a samsara of red flower-like ahankara is superimposed on the crystal-like Atma. Appa, திருப்பி சொல்லணுமா? Redness like samsara of red flower like ahankara is superimposed upon the crystal like Atma. Appa, big, adventure like these words we have to use. Therefore, the redness in the crystal is real or unreal? Unreal. Similarly, samsara appearing in Atma is unreal. When I say, I am samsari, people say, when I am samsari, Tamil samsari means my samsara on a wife and artham. I am not telling that meaning here. Samsari means janana marana, transmigration, chakra, bhavasagaram. Whenever I say I am samsari, I refer to Atma, myself. I, the Atma, has taken that samsara of ahankara. I, the Atma, has taken that samsara of ahankara. Therefore, aham Atma adhyastha ahankara dvara samsarami. I, the Atma, adhyastha means superimposed. Samsara dvara, adhyastha ahankara dvara. Aham Atma adhyastha ahankara dvara samsarami. And aham Atma ahankara dvara karma yogam anutisthami. I, the Atma, అహంకారద్వారా ఉపాసనాయోగం అనుతిష్ఠామి. ఐది ఆత్మా అహంకారద్వారా శ్రవణం కరోమి. ఐది ఆత్మా అహంకారద్వారా అధ్యస్థ అహంకారద్వారా మననం కరోమి. ఐది ఆత్మా అధ్యస్థ అహంకార ద్వారా నిధిధ్యాసనం కరోమి. శ్రవణ మనన నిధిధ్యాసనం. వెన్ ఐ బికమ్ ముక్త, I negate the adhyastha ahankara. When I understand I am Atma, I negate the adhyastha ahankara. Yada adhyastha ahankara, how I negate? Neti neti iti vachanaihi. Brihadaranyukopanishad, neti neti iti. Through nantah pragnam, nabhaish pragnam, no bhayatah pragnam. Through ahankara I am samsari. Through ahankara I am sadhakaha. Through ahankara I am baddhaha. Then by negating ahankara I am muktaha. So through ahankara I say I am samsari, I am baddhaha, I am sadhakaha, aham karma yogi, aham upasana yogi, aham jnana yoga anutisthami iti. Afterwards, by negating that ahankara mithyatva nischayena, I am muktaha. What is mukti now? Negation of identity with ahankara is mukti. Negation of identity with mukti or identification with mukti, with ahankara is mukti. So ahankarasya nishedhaha. Atma muktaha means dropping the identification with ahankara. Appa ivvala history and ahankarathike. Ama. So abhasa or Chidabhasa or Atmabhasa, all are synonyms. That Dashtanta comes in verse number 33. 32nd verse Drishtanta, reflected face, original face and reflecting medium, Darpana. That is what he has introduced, I said in the last class. So Grivastha Mukaha cannot make any sound. Grivastha Mukaha make sound. Darpanastha Mukaha cannot talk. Darpanastha, from that no volume sound can come. So Darpanastha Mukaha. Grivastha Mukaha produce sound. My face, my mukham, my face is on my neck. That's why I am making sound. Can my reflection in the mirror, face reflection, mukha pratibhimbam, can it does any speech, give speech or make any sound? It cannot. So to prove abhasa is unreal, Purva Pakshi want to prove abhasa is real. So therefore he is telling real face doesn't have that features, dharmas. Dharmas and properties appear in the mirror, but it takes the properties of the mirror. Reflected face takes the properties of the mirror. So reflected face doesn't exist independently, that we know. Original face, without original face, it doesn't exist. Similarly, you cannot hear mukhat anyaha. Look into the first line. Mukhat anyaha mukhabhasaha. Yatha adharsha anukarataha. So mukhabhasaha means reflected face. Since the reflected face appearing you cannot say it is not there. At the same time, you cannot say it is real also. That is why it comes under anirvachaniyam, inexplicable. Abhasat mukham api eva adarsha ananuvartanat. If you go remove the mirror, the reflected face go away now. It will not be there because of upadhi sambandha. Mirror is there, reflected face takes place. Upadhi sambandha. Upadhi means here mirror. It exists. Upadhi goes away, that reflected face also goes away. So upadhi apohya swayameva kevalaha. Once the mirror goes away, reflected face goes away, then original face remain. So drishtanta clear. Now we'll go to dashtanta in verse number 33. Aham krutyatmanirbhasah mukhabhasavadishyate mukhavat smruta atma atmanyaham aviviktau tau tathaiva cha. Aham krutya atmanirbhasah. That means here aham kruti means ahankara, antahkarana or reflected consciousness. Reflected consciousness. Atma nirbhasah. It is abhasa of Atma. Mukhabhasavat, just like reflected face, reflected consciousness. So in Drishtanta, you have seen that reflected face we have taken appearing in the mirror. Similarly, in Ahankara, the reflected consciousness, Mukhabhasavat, like reflected face, reflected consciousness appears. Mukhavat smrutaha, reflection in Atma. Atma reflects in Ahankara, that is called reflected consciousness. Mukhavat smrutaha. Atmanaha anyaha aviviktau tau tathaiva cha. In ahankriti, in ahankara, atmanirbhasaha means chaitanyabhasam. Atma or Chaitanya both are one and the same. Atmanirbhasaha means Atma or Chaitanya abhasa. Even though it is not real, it appears as real. Your reflected face, just like your face. Like that, even though that Chaitanyam reflected consciousness is not original consciousness, it is also borrowing the sentiency. Mukhabhasavat, like mukha pratibimba. So ishyate means it is said as different from. Anyaha, it is different from. Your face is different from the reflected face. Like that, Chidabhasa is also different from original consciousness. So Atma means here pure consciousness. Mukhavat, like original face. Grivastha mukhavat. Anyaha smrutaha. Anyaha smrutaha ante different from reflected consciousness. Reflected from original face is different from the reflected face. Like that, original consciousness is different from the reflected consciousness. Tatha eva cha tau aviviktau. Therefore, Atma abhasa. Chit and Chidabhasa, or Aham and Ahankara. Just like Mukha Mukhabhasa Vat. Really speaking, they are not different because it doesn't have existence. Reflected consciousness doesn't have existence of its own. So, next shloka. Purvapakshis are coming. Now he is going to take some aside topic, Purvapakshi topics. What Purvapakshi says regarding Abhasa. It is existing in where it is existing. What samsara, that discussion is an aside discussion here in the verse number 34. We will see first. Samsari chasa ityeke Abhaso yastvaham kritim vastvachaya smruteranyate madhuryadi karanam. This is also drishtanta. Smrutehe chaya vastu. Here vastu means paramartha vastu. Paramartha vastu means real. According to Smriti, some Purana we can take. The objectionist Purvapakshi says Ahankara is a samsari because Abhasa Ahankara is real for him. Therefore, he says Vastuhu Chaya. Chaya means shadow. Shadow is real. Said as in Puranas or some Smriti. How similarly, Abhasaha, go to first line, Saha Abhasaha Samsari iti eke. Some people say Abhasaha is samsari. Vadanti. Eke vadanti. Yaha tu ahankritihi. Which abhasa is existing in ahankara. Which reflection is existing in ahankara. Abhasa is real, is established by Purvapakshi in this verse. So, Saha, that Abhasa which is reflecting in Ahankara, that is Atma Bhasa, is Samsari. So, Ahankara is Samsari. Ahankara is equal to Abhasa. Abhasa is Samsari. Why it is real Abhasa? Because just like shadow, shadow is real. Chaya, it is real. Shastra says we should not step on the shadow of a guru or shadow of elders also. Shadow of guru or shadow of elders should not step on. That is said in Shastra. Therefore, nakramat Guruvadehe, Chayam Guruvadehe. It is said, Chaya Vastu Paramartha Nakramatet Kamatas Chayam Guruvaderiti Smruteriti Yojana. So that is supplied. Smrutehe Yojana. So that Chaya is real. Why? What is the Karanam? There is one reason also given. Not only Purana says that, another reason also given, Karanam, Madhuryadicha Karanam. Madhuryadi means it is pleasing. Shadow always gives pleasantness. You get refreshment, refreshing like. Shadow always gives coolness. Because of that coolness, you feel happy. Adipadat, wherever you are, that only comes. Wherever they, mirchi art, if you go, you get cough. Everywhere mirchi, 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 na ghat. Ghat means not Ganga ghat. It is very pungent. If you see the fragrance of jasmine, fragrance comes. Like that, here also, shadow that gives lot of pleasantness, therefore it should be considered as real. That example he is giving. Therefore, not only Smriti example, one should not step on the Guru's shadow means if it is unreal, why they say that? Why they say? Therefore, it is real. Like that, Abhasa, Chidabhasa also real. Chidabhasa is also real. According to Purvapakshi, one type of Purvapakshi here. Now, next shloka also, few opinions Shankaracharya is going to give. Anyatama, another significance and artham. Anyatama madhuryadicha karanam. So, Abhasa is real, is established in this shloka. So, Ahankara is a samsari. That Abhasa is reflecting in Ahankara. That is called Atmabhasa. That is samsari. Okay. Samsari saha iti eke. That ahankriti means which is existing in ahankar. Who is existing? Abhasa. Next verse. Here also another Purvapakshi. We will see. Verse number 35. Gnaikadeshau vikaro va tada bhasashrayah pare aham kartaiva samsari swatantra iti kechana. Here 4 views are given in this one shloka. Some people say Gnasya Gnaha Ekadeshi. Chit, that is Gnaha means Chaitanyam. Some people say that Chaitanyam Ekadeshi, a part. Chit Sadananda Paramatmanaha Ekadeshaha Amshaha. Amsha samsari, ahankara is a part. Ahankara is the part. Amsha part is samsari. Paramatmanaha ekadeshaha, one part is samsari. Full Paramatma is not samsari. One part amsha is samsari. For that example, Mamaivamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhutas Sanatanaha, 15th chapter, 7th verse. Amsha part. Then second one, Vikarova. Vikara means modification. Modification, some people say, modification comes under, is another group. Jivatma is karyam, produced by. Paramatma. Like tree is produced by seed. Like tree is karyam, seed is karanam. Like that, here also Jivatma is a karyam, a product. For that example is a configuration. Agni Vispulinga Drishtantena. In Brihadaranyaka the 4th chapter, 1st Brahmanam, 2nd mantra, Agni Vispulinga Drishtantena Sarve Pranaha, Sarve Lokaha, Sarve Devaha, Sarvani Bhutani Vyucharanti. Paramatma is like a big conflagration. Its modifications, conflagration modifications are only like sparks. Vispulinga. The entire creation is like a modification of Paramatma. Like that they say. Some people, modification of that Paramatma. This is second view. Third view is tad abhasashrayaha pare. Pare means anye. Tad abhasashrayaha means ahankara, which is the adhara. Ashrayaha means adhara. Adhara of Chidabhasa. Ahankara is the, which is the adhara of Chidabhasa. That ahankara is the samsari. So ahankara, which is the adhara of Chidabhasa, is samsari. That is the meaning. Tad abhasa ashrayaha pare. Now fourth view is aham krite kriti eva samsari swatantraha iti kechana. Some other people say ahankara, antakaranam, reflected medium, ahankriti, reflected medium is the samsari, antakaranam is the samsari, and swatantraha also. It is swatantraha. Swatantraha, Chandogya Upanishad gives 682 samsari. It is like a Bhattamatam. Bhattamatam says Chidabhasa is swatantraha. What we say, we don't accept it as swatantraha. It is paratantraha. It is depending upon meaner. Therefore, abhasa is swatantraha and samsari. Last one. Swatantraha iti kechana. Ahankritihi eva samsari. Kechana ahankritihi eva samsari swatantraha iti vadanti. Vadanti you can supply. Some people say abhasa is independent. It is neither part nor product. It is neither part nor modification nor vikara, which is the experiencer of this mundane experiences, worldly existence. That abhasa, ahankara is experiencing, but it is independent. Next, Kshanika Vijnanavadi, Buddhist is coming. 36th verse. Ahankaradi santanaha samsari nanvai kachit ityevam saugata ahuhu tatra nyayo vicharyatam. And this 36th verse, saugataha, means Yogachara Matam, Buddhist says, Kshanika Vijnanavadi, there is no constant Chaitanyam at all. There is no constant I. I is always Kshanikam, momentary. We saw this in Brahma Sutra, 2nd chapter. It is not permanent, but it is only vritti jnanam, it is a flow. Ahankara is vritti jnanam, Deha is vritti jnanam. It's the flow of vritti jnanam. Just like Ganges. You think Ganges is one Ganga water. When you dip, first dip water is different. Second dip water is different. Third dip you take water is different because water is flowing. But it appears as though you are dipping in the same water. Like that, um, um, this vritti jnanam is also temporary, kshenikam, momentary. But what we say, there is a consistent witness consciousness who sees the first vritti jnanam, second vritti, third vritti. Otherwise, who will talk about the first vritti? Consciousness. One consciousness, one vritti jnanam. And it goes another consciousness, vritti jnanam. Like that, he says. So, vritti jnanam, sakshi is there, we say. Vritti jnana, sakshi. Swarupa jnanam. They don't talk about Swarupa jnana. They take vritti jnanam, only that thought consciousness. Vritti jnanam which is coming temporarily. That only they take. We take vritti jnana sakshi is there, witnesser of that knowledge which is occurring in the form of thought. Witnesser is Swarupa jnanam or Samanya jnanam. Vritti jnanam is a Vishesha jnanam. Secondly also, Vikara jnanam sakshi is Nirvikara sakshi. Vikara jnana sakshi is Nirvikara sakshi. Savishesha jnana sakshi is Nirvishesha jnanam. Vikara jnana sakshi is Nirvikara jnanam. Satyam jnanam anantam. Okay. Savishesha jnana sakshi is Nirvishesha jnanam. Savikalpaka jnana sakshi is Nirvikalpaka jnanam. All this you understand. Savikalpa means what? All this anatma level. So therefore sakshi jnanam is anvayi. But what he says, ananvayi. Ahamkaradi santanaha. Vritti jnanam. Santanaha means sam plus tanu dhatu. Tanu vistare. Continuity. Na anvayi kvachit iti evam saugataha ahuhu. Buddhist yogachara kshanikavadi says tatra teshu mateshu bhinna bhinnam teshu bhinna bhinna abhiprayeshu na anvayi kvachit. That means consistent witness consciousness is not there according to them. There is only temporary consciousness. Therefore what? Nyayaha vicharyatam. We have to do inquiry how far it is logical. Shankaracharya says we have to do inquiry into Kshanika Vijnanavadi views, how far they are logical. They are not logical, they are illogical. Because Atma is there to witness first thought, second thought, third thought, fourth thought. Without Atma, you cannot establish. That first, what you can call vritti jnanam, second vritti jnanam. Who knows the first vritti jnanam? Second vritti jnanam comes, first vritti jnanam goes. How do you know there was first vritti jnanam? Somebody has to be on the platform to talk about the 8 o'clock train, 10 o'clock train, 1 o'clock train. Otherwise, you cannot talk about the different trains at different timings. So Atma is like standing on the platform person. Okay. So Purva Pakshi said in 34th sloka, whatever he said, now that he is telling. Abhasa is independent, he said, samsari. For that, what is our answer? In this 37th verse, we will read that sloka. Samsarina kathatvastam prakritam tvadhunochyate mukhabhaso cha adarshe dharmo nanytarasya saha dvayorekasya chedharmah viyuktenyatare bhavet. Now, in this verse 37, status of Abhasa. What is the status of Abhasa? Prakritam tu adhuna. Now, the topic under discussion. Samsarinam tu katha astam. Let us now stop this discussion of samsari, different views about the samsaritvam of the jivatma or ahankara. We can keep that topic aside. Prakritam tu adhuna uchyate. Prakrita means prakarana vishayam prakritam. The topic under discussion at present, now, in this context. Uchyate. What is that? Yaha mukhabhasaha adarshaha vidyate. Yaha mukhabhasaha adarshaha vidyate. Whatever the reflected face is there in the mirror, dharmaha na anyatarasya saha. Here also different views are there. Reflected face, anyatara dharmaha, dependent on anything, anyatara dharmaha. Reflected face will have the properties of mirror. Dirty mirror reflected face also will be dirty. Then next one, mukha dharmaha. Number 2, mukha anyatara dharmaha. Number 1. Number 2 is mukha dharmaha, mukhabhasaha. Mukha dharmaha means here dependent. Mukha dharmaha abhasaha, mukhasya dharmaha, mukha dharmaha. Dependent on original face, mukha dharmaha. Number 3, dvaya dharmaha. Dvayoho ekasya cha dharmaha. Dvaya dharmaha. Dependent on the combination of original face and reflecting medium. Then fourth one is swayam dharmaha. Swayam dharmaha means dharmaha viyukte anyatare bhavet. That is independently existing, swayam dharmaha. The 3 things are there here. Mirror is reflected face and real face. Mirror is independent, reflected face is independent, real face is independent of mirror. So mirror is independently there, reflected face is dependently there, real face is independently there. So therefore he says this present subject is a reflection of the face in the mirror is a property, neither property of the face nor of the mirror combination. It is neither property of the face, dharmaha na anyatarasya. It is not the combination of the face. It is mukha abhasa we are talking. Later he goes to dashtanta. Here first drishtanta we have to see. So reflected face, reflected face means adarshastha mukham. Original face grivastha mukham. Reflecting medium means adarshaha. So 4 alternate methods are there. One is anyatara dharmaha, mukha dharmaha, dvaya dharmaha and swayam dharmaha. So the details are given later verses. Atma adhyastha abhasa dvara samsari atma. That is the final conclusion. Purvapakshi said abhasa is independent and samsari. But what is we are establishing through this example, just as my face is adhyastham, it is superimposed on the mirror, like that abhasa is adhyastham. So samsara of abhasa is also adhyastham. So adhyastha and atma only. Adhyastha abhasa dvara samsari atma. We call it as samsari atma. That is our nirnaya. As though samsari, not real samsari, but as though samsari. These are all Purvapakshi's opinions. This is abhasa status. 1, 2, 3, 4 are there. One is samsarinam kathatu astham, that is different thing. Prakruta dhantu adhuna uchyate, first line, the topic discussion under discussion is mukhabhayaha mukhabhasaha adarshe dharmaha na anyatarasya saha. It is not different from the original face. Anyatara yaha mukhabhasaha adarshe vidyate, that reflected face which is in the mirror, anyatarasya saha anyatarasya dharmaha na. It is not other than the original face. Then dvayoho ekasya dharmaha cha viyukte anyatare bhavet. This elaboration we will see in the next class. It is connected to the next verse also. I will introduce the 38th verse, then we will get the total picture. Because only one line is there, 3 lines are there. Anyhow, first line is not the topic. From second line on it is coming. Just I will read that sloka number 38. Mukhena vyapadeshat saha mukhasyaiveti chenmatam nadarsho nuvidhanacha mukhe satyavibhavatah. Again same example. Simple example, reflected face, reflecting medium and original face. Keeping all these 3, we are going to take Darshtanta. The story of a samsari talked about by different matams here. And it is not very important for us actually. There is another alternate verse 38. Mukhena vyapadeshat. It is said as mukhabhasa, reflected face, that saha abhasaha. Mukha vyapadeshat saha. Saha means that abhasa. Mukasya eva iti matam. Chet. It belongs to only original face, if you say so. Adarshanu vidhanat. When Adarsha is there, that mirror is there, that reflection takes place. When mirror is not there, it is not forming. Reflected face is not forming. Mukhe Mukasya eva iti chet matam. Mukhe sati. That is, when mukha is there, original face is there, reflected face is formed. Even original face is there, avibhavataha na adarshanu vidhanascha mukhe sati. Mukhe sati. Even though face is there, avibhavataha, if mirror is not there, adarsha means mirror. Adarsha anuvidhanascha avibhavataha. When mirror is not there, saha abhasaha, it is not the property of the mirror, property of the original face. Mukha, it is not the mukha dharma. Little looks as though complicated. This is one paksha. There is another paksha also is coming. So this whole thing is what? Abhasa, reflected face compared, ahankara or reflected consciousness is compared to reflected face. Original face, reflected face, mirror. Original consciousness, reflected consciousness, and medium. Ahankara, medium, antahkarana. So in this only, who is real samsari, who is real muktaha? So we have to do analysis. Without ahankara and antahkaranam, Atma cannot have any interaction, any claiming or rejection or claiming, nothing is there. So ahankara dwara, everything is ahankara dwara. Make use of ahankara. That is the idea, whole all slokas presentation is, make use of ahankara, that abhasa which is formed in that ahankara, jiva, make to reveal lakshanaya, lakshanaya atma. It reveals atma only. Until it reveals atma, we have to hold on to ahankara. Until you keep bindi on your face, clean your face, make use of reflecting face. That's all. Reflected face, you make use of it. Reflected case cannot form without mirror. Therefore, antahkaranam, mirror is required to form ahankara or abhasa chaitanyam in that antahkaranam. Through that only you recognize original consciousness. Just one time I'll repeat and conclude. Just as the reflected face to form reflecting medium is required, without reflecting face you cannot keep kumkum or chandan or vibhuti on your face. To make use of that, you require reflected face. Then reflected face is not required. Similarly, reflected consciousness is required to form in the antahkaranam. Then in the form of ahankara, it is revealing the aham. That is the idea. All words are jumbling, but the content is this much only. Idi purincha bodum. You will get a moksha. There is no freedom from all these words, freedom from all these jugglery of words. Okay, Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.